What's up, people? It's another edition of Dapper Danny, and it's Sunday. This is not a new outfit. I've already worn this outfit before. Let's change the tie this time. Instead of wearing a solid burgundy tie, I have a burgundy navy tie, which accentuates the whole outfit. This is seersucker. Of course, wearing my pocket handkerchief, my signature lapel pin. Today I want to talk to you about finding little diamonds in the rough. A lot of times, people have a small budget and they don't have enough money to go out and buy certain name brand suits, certain name brand ties, certain name brand shirts, shoes, whatever the case may be. Now, I can't speak for as far as shoes. I haven't done this yet, or suits, but I have found ties, neckties, in some of the most craziest places. One of the craziest places I find that is Goodwill. That's right, Goodwill. There's a Goodwill here in the town I live in. But what I recommend to anyone that's on a budget and wants to find some very nice pieces, go to your Goodwill, especially in the rich neighborhoods. Like if you live here in South Carolina, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, go to the Goodwills that's very close to the nice neighborhoods, and you can find a lot of good stuff in where people give away, especially in neckties. And they're really, really cheap. When I say cheap, $2. This is one of the neckties I bought right here from Goodwill. As you can see, it is burgundy and navy. I paid $2.50 for this from Goodwill. So I definitely recommend go there and check it out. I usually go once, twice a month, but you can find some really good stuff there. Also, you can find some nice name brand suits. Probably about 30 years ago, when I got married, I went to a thrift store in my local town, and I found a Brooks Brothers. That's right, a Brooks Brothers suit. I paid a whole $10 for it back then. So depending on your size, depending on when you go, if you find out the routine when people are dropping stuff off, you can find some stuff. Of course, I recommend you clean it, take it to your dry cleaner first. But I'm telling you, there are some things that you can find there if you're on a budget, even if you aren't on a budget. Some very affordable pieces that you can buy. This right here is a seersucker. I have another color seersucker I'm probably going to be showcasing here in the next week or two. Also, I've now commissioned Men's Warehouse, where they have the made-to-measure suits where you can pick out your material, your lining, all that stuff. I already did a video earlier this week on that. I'm going to video that whole thing from start to finish, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks I have my suit and I will definitely showcase it. But today's video is going to be about my experience. I went to Goodwill in Columbia with my grandson. We found some pieces. I found about I found about 4 neckties. A couple of them had some stains on it, and I was like, I don't know. But watch this video, and it's going to show you how I do that. You can take these ties from the Goodwill because you're only paying $2.50 for them. So this is something I wouldn't do to a brand new tie that I bought, because a brand new tie you get a stain on, you need to take it to get professionally clean. But the ones that you spend $2.50 on, you can take a chance. And the procedure I'm going to show in this video is show you what I did. And now I'm wearing these neckties and they look clean. I wouldn't do this to a regular brand new necktie, but one you pick up from the thrift store or we pick up from Goodwill for $2, $3, you can do this. It may not work for every tie, but I've bought about 17 ties now in total from Goodwill, and I've used this same process I'm going to show you in today's video, and they work just fine. So sit back and relax and check out this edition of Dapper Dance. Until next time, peace. What up, people? It's another edition, a quick edition of Dapper Danny. I'm Dapper Danny, your host of the show, and this is what I usually do on Saturday mornings or sometime after work. What I usually do is I go to the Goodwill store. I try to go to a Goodwill store that's located in a very nice neighborhood, Charleston, some parts of Columbia. Sometimes I go to the one here in the hometown I live in, which is Sumter. But if you go to one like at the beach, Charleston in particular, James Island, Jamestown, Folly Beach, somewhere prominent, you can find some gems. I mean, some real good, nice gems. Neckties, silk neckties is mainly what I wear. And a necktie will cost you $20, $25 on up. Sometimes you can find them depending on what day you go. And they usually charge you no more than $2. $2 for nice ties. Let me show you what I picked up today. Now, one thing you're gonna see, there are some stains on a couple of them. Some people like, stains, but this is what I found out to work. And I only do this when I first buy them. You get some detergents, some liquid detergent that you wash your clothes with. Make sure in the detergent it says stain remover. Whatever brand you buy, make sure it has stain remover. What I do is I take a sink, put cold water in it, and I add some of the liquid detergent that I wash my clothes with, and I soak the ties that has a stain in there. You let them soak for 20 to 30 minutes. Then I go in and I'll softly brush them. My hand will rub them with my hand and rub the stain out as best as I can get it. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does do it. Now, if it doesn't do it, you only wasted $2. That's the beauty of it. And then what I do is I will wring it dry with my hands, and then I will put it in the low heat setting in my dryer. Probably do that for maybe 20 minutes. Then what I do, if it's still a little damp, I'll let it sit outside in the sun. Today's 100 degrees, so it will definitely dry. But if that doesn't work, then what you do is when it's almost dry, a little damp, you take your iron, put it on low setting, and you iron it flat just that one time. Now, you don't normally iron your ties. If you got a brand new tie, you spent some money in it, you don't iron it, you take it to the dry cleaner. But for these that only paid $2 and I want to get the stain out without being charged a full $7, $8, $9, $10, whatever it costs to get the stain out the dry cleaner, I do that. And in most cases, it works. I haven't had one yet that haven't worked. Now, I'm about to show you the 4 ties that I got today, and we'll go from there. Okay, these are the 4 ties I got today. It is a blue tie, and as you can see, it has white and a yellow diamond on it. And as you can see, it has stains right there. This one right here is a maroon and navy tie. Good looking tie. No problematic at all. It is made by a company called Land's End. It's a Land's End tie. This tie right here is burgundy with small light gray or white polka dots. And as you can see, it was made by His Dern. All these ties, you can look up and see what the regular cost of them is and see that you're really getting a deal. This is a handmade tie. You can see right here, handmade. And of course, the last one, now this has a stain on it. I really work on that one. But this is made by American Living. I looked up that company, and American Living tie usually runs somewhere between $20 to $38. So I get potentially a $38 tie for $2. This is what I paid for it. As you can see the tag I took off right there, $2. And I went to the local Goodwill. Now this is for people that are on a budget. And if you want to find things without spending $100, $150 for a tie, if you have the budget to do that, then of course that's fine to do so. But things that can help people that are on a budget, I definitely say take advantage of those things. I've got several burgundy ties. And these ties, I know you said, man, those are boring old man ties, but I'm 54 years old. I've been going through different phases, the fad suits and the flashy suits. Now I'm more leaning towards classically dressed suit. Classic dress suits, not bold ties, but ties that definitely are subtle. Because the whole thing about being classically dressed is to make sure that you look good, but you don't have to be the most flashiest person in the room. And a lot of people want to be flashy and stuff, and sometimes there's a place for flash, but I want to make sure that when I go somewhere, my fit is proper, the look is proper tailoring. Okay, I'm going to show you how I clean my ties that have stains on them. And this is the whole process from start to finish. As you can see, I got it on cold water. I got my tie stain detergent liquid. I'm pouring it in there. Get the water up. See there? And I'm going to select the 2 ties that had the worst stains, which is this blue one As you can see the stain there. And this burgundy one, but you can see the stain there as well. I'm gonna take these two ties and I'm going to place them in the sink. Remember, the water is cold. I'm gonna make sure I submerge them under there well. And in particular, the place where the stains were at, I got the ties totally submerged in the cold water. The liquid Tide detergent, which has stain remover ingredients inside. Now it has been 30 minutes. All the ties I put in there have been soaking in there. So now I'm about to rinse them out, and I'll show you how the finished product looks. Hold on. Okay, now you see I've already wrung them out. As you can see, there doesn't seem to be any stains on them. There are no stains on the burgundy tie, and in particular the blue tie. I was able to get them out of there. I'm gonna let them air dry and sit in the sun probably about an hour. If they're still a little damp, then you're gonna see me iron them. I'm not gonna iron them directly. I'm gonna put a towel over the actual tie and iron on top of the tie. You don't want that direct heat to hit the tie and mess it up. So I'm gonna put a towel over that tie and then iron it until it's dry, until you get the wrinkles out. Got a little bit of strings on some of them, frayed strings. I'll take the scissors and carefully cut the frayed strings, and you'll see how the end product look. Like I said, you can't beat it. You can see the finished product. I've already taken them off of the chair I had them hanging on. They are completely dry. I'm about to iron them in a few minutes, and as you can see, there are no stains on the necktie. There are no stains on the burgundy. So that definitely worked. I'm gonna iron them out and flatten them out, and you'll see the end result here in a few minutes. Now, as you can see, this is the finished product. The two ties I'm showing you now, the burgundy and white polka dot and the blue, yellow, and white tie has stains on it. As you saw earlier today, the stains are no longer there. The process that I told you definitely works. I iron all the products with a soft towel on top of it, and that's the only time I would do that. Now, from now on, if I was to get a stain, I would definitely take it to the dry cleaners and try to have it professionally clean. But to get those initial stains out, and to also wash, because when you go to the Goodwill, you don't know what house it comes from, where the case may be. So it's a good practice to wash it or dry clean it. But I want to wash it to get those stains out to show you what process works for me. So this right here is the whole collection. Probably in the past month, I've gotten all these ties. There's 14 to be total from the Goodwill. And each one of them, like I said, I'm leaning more towards the solid color ties. My outfits are hit more classical notes more than the flashy, but I'm making sure that my fit is right, and I'm making sure I'm getting my suits tailored, making sure I'm taking care of my suits, making sure I'm taking care of my shoes, and these are the ties that I've collected in the past month. And like I said, normally this probably would be $200 or $300 worth of ties. Each one of these ties is roughly $2. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Less than $30 worth of ties you see right here. And they all go at classic. If you got a burgundy, if you got a navy suit, which I tell you is a Swiss Army knife for suits, or a gray suit, all these ties, maybe with the exception of this one, will go with these suits. So make sure that if you want classical ties, pick ties that are going to be timeless. Pick neckties and pick suits and pick pieces of your wardrobe that is not going to be faddish. That in next year or the year after, people are not going to be wearing it because it's done played out. If you watch a lot of First Take, Stephen A., Ryan Clark, they wear a lot of fatty suits. They look, I see Stephen A. with those bright pink and bright purple and lavender. Nobody's going to be wearing that in the next year or two. Ryan Clark got these two-tone suits and stuff that looks good for him. I guess that's his style. But don't spend your money in those kind of clothes because I'm telling you, it will not last. These classic suits, a navy suit, a gray suit, a brown suit, are the 3 top-tier suits that I recommend anybody that's trying to get a new suit. They will last. You just get you a nice tie. Make sure that your tailor's on point. Make sure your fit is right, and you will definitely never, ever waste your money and waste your time. Just my 2 cents, but there you go. 14 ties, less than $30. Dapper Danny does it again. Peace.